So this is the finale for this game. Final conclusion, final run. Um, Emerald weapon. Now this strat still works. Um, I tested out today before I broadcast this video just to see if it's the same strategy still works from back in the days, from 3 years or 7 years ago. It works. The cheese don't work anymore. They fixed that. Also, you can't take the counter materia out of the northern crater anymore. Um, the stalactite blocks it, so you can't climb back up the stalactite. So that's a problem. Um, the moment the moment you crawl down the stalactite and you meet up with the group, you're pushed into an automatic scene where you meet everyone before the second meetup, um, before the point of no return. Apparently, they've made the point of no return where that stalactite is, and you can't crawl back up that stalactite to get all the way back out of the crater, which means you can't take counter out of the crater anymore. So they got rid of that. So the issue is now you have to use the old strat, not the cheese strat, in order to beat Emerald Weapon, which in all truth was never intended for you to cheese using that method anyway. That wasn't intended by the developers. It was just something that people cheat coded or cheat method, but it was never designed. So after they moved that, you have to use the in-game strategy of using your head and how to make things work. And so thankfully the old strategy still works. It's long as hell, but I managed to beat him. I'll see if I could do it again. But if I did it, I already got the Earth Harp. Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe it was just luck. Who knows? I'll see if it will work again. So for this is what I had on. First, I made sure to have the character Cloud, his dexterity up by 100, and everything else with regards to his strength all the way down to his luck up by 100. I don't even need to put him at 250. And I did so by farming sources of enemies by morphing them. And I morphed enemies using morph materia, which I put on each of the characters. Cloud, Yuffie, mostly on Yuffie. I used the conformer weapon, and I put the morph ability on Yuffie. And let me see, yeah. Then I put also a morph on Red 13, and that's what I did for like a good hour or 2 hours. And then I made sure I gave Cloud everything: speed boost, mind source, power source, magic source, everything to get him up by 100%. Typically, you would want to do this even the moment you first get your first morph materia. Your main objective is to level that first materia up to max it out. That's the strategy you would use to max out that mind materia, and also to max out the morph materia. They both are level 2 stars. So once you max out any materia, it automatically duplicates that materia. You max out a summon materia, you max out a quadrant magic, max out a W summons. The game will automatically duplicate that item for you, so you could have more copies of it. You don't have to use a glitch. The game comes with a strategy of giving you an extra one by it's stating to you that this item is now maxed out and a new one has been born from this item. It even tells you W summons has been born, or HP plus has been born, which means it now gives you, the game gives you a duplicated one of that item. And so with that, you use both mine and morph to farm resources from this place that's right here, and it's in the lower left corner. It's called the hallway at the sunken ship, and the sunken ship is called the sunken ship Gelfin. So it's a ship that's located right, let's see, this ship right here, or should I say this plane right here. It's a sunken plane. and you were able to attack, or should I say, you're able to get to this plane after you got past the halfway point in the game. Now, once you get past the halfway point in the game, which means once the existence of the weapons are first shown after you go to the northern cave, that's when you can finally get to the ship. And once you finally get to the ship, you then go down here. You're in the hallway and you go to your save. And then in this entire area, or the various different rooms, you farm for the sources. And once you farm for the sources by using the morph materia, you then give those sources to Cloud for him to have 100 there, 100 there, 100 there, 100 there, 100, to make him all 100. And thereafter, after you do that, you then take all your materials off and leave on only specific ones on Cloud. Your other characters do not matter for this old school strategy that still works. Only these ones matter. 1, you put HP absorb on Cloud, and 2, you put Knights of the Round on Cloud. Now, Knights of the Round doesn't have to be high up where I have it. You could still have it at 1 or at 2, but if you're going to have it at 1 and 2, you would need the underwater materia from the old man in Nebulon or something like that. Because if your Knights of the Round is level 1 and level 2, which means the timer for Emerald will run out and you will automatically die if you don't have the underwater material. But if you're strong and you have Knights of the Round to where I have it at, you don't have to worry about the timer because you'll kill them before then. So the second two you want to have, and you don't really need Quadra, but the second one you will want to have, or should I say the third material you want to have on Cloud, is the W summons. W summons allow you to summon twice. So once you summon Knights of the Round twice, Knights of the Round will do their 12 to 13 man thing, and during that process you will get heal back per each of the knights that are doing the hit on the Emerald weapon. So anytime the Emerald hits you, you'll get health back in return. And obviously you want HP plus to its max, so you could have everything at 999. Now, you could get 999 before your character's level is even in the 90s, or even the 80s, or even the 70s, because maxed out HP plus has nothing to do with your level. It simply has to do with your HP and MP. And then your final one you want on is Mime. So in all truth, you only need this one and this one, both linked together. They have to be linked together. And this one, which doesn't really need to be linked. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5. He only really needs 5 on him. And then for your secondary characters, you only need 4 on your secondary characters. You need W item so that you could give it, like if you get hit, your characters mega elixirs twice, and then HP plus obviously for max HP, and then MP plus for max MP. But if you don't need it, you could just put on preemptive. Now, how I beat him is by putting on preemptive, but I don't believe preemptive was the issue. I believe speed plus was the issue. I could be wrong. Preemptive could be. So you could test it out yourself. But in all truth, these are the 3 that you want to have on characters. Remember, your secondary characters are unnecessary in this battle. Only Cloud necessary. So the only material you want on these characters are 3. 1, 2, and Mime being 3. And then you could put possibly a max out preemptive in order to get the attack before the enemy does. And then you do the same thing for Red 13. You only need 4. HP obviously is what's necessary. And I believe if you don't have preemptive, put speed plus on all of your characters, or at least on 2 of them, both on Yuffie or Red 13 or whoever you're using. But you only need 4. So see, this was what I had on. I had on preemptive, then I have on speed. But in all truth, you only need HP plus and Mime. But I believe the reason why I beat him is because I had on preemptive and speed. Now, if you have both preemptive and speed on Yuffie, you could use that strat. But in all truth, all you need is Mime and W item. Both of these characters, all they need to have is Mime and Cloud. Once all of these 3 have Mime and he does his Knights of the Round, Emerald weapon is pretty much dead, because Knights of the Round interrupts his attack. And if you press the button fast enough, like button mash, he won't be able to do his next attack fast enough for it to stop Knights of the Round from doing his interruption. So I'll fight him again just to prove it. This old school strategy still works to this very day. They got rid of the whole counter thing by locking off the northern crater and other cheese that people used to use back in the day, 7 years, 10 years ago. That's gone. But now the only strategy that still works to this very day is the Knights of the Round strategy. Oh, damn it. So I'll fight him again, and I'll turn up the volume. Actually, let me go back into the ship and turn up the volume, because I realized I just turned down the volume. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. That's all she wrote. All you got to do from there on is just mime them to death. It's going to take a long time, so all you got to do is X3, press X3 to speed up the whole fight scene. But you'll probably be here for like anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes doing Knights of the Round. But he'll die. He'll die before the timer runs out. That's the best way to beat Emerald, since they took away all the cheese. Now don't get too cocky. You have to pay attention to your characters. And remember to press the mime button when it pops up. So even though you press X3 to speed everything up, always remember after Arthur does his whole final sword thing on his head, take off X3. Otherwise you might skip over and allow Emerald Weapon to get a shot off. You don't want to do that. Now all that's left is the waiting game. It's just a waiting game at this point. Just to wait till he's dead. Now if you notice, the bar for each of the character keeps going up at the side where it says wait, while the person is about to do the cast. This allows your character, each character, to do the cast ability and mime it again. Because the bar goes up the moment the character initiates the ability to do the cast. This allows the Emerald Weapon to not get off a shot during the process of that animation. That's where your bread and butter is. press that mime button as fast as it can. As the moment you see it pop up for a character, press it as fast as you can. Don't worry about healing, don't worry about healing, don't worry about healing. Remember, Knights of the Round is attached to HP Absorb, and Mime allows every single one of your characters to mime exactly the ability that Cloud does, which means he's doing Knights of the Round and he's absorbing health, so they are going to get health back in return as well. So don't worry about healing. Healing is what gets you killed. You don't want to play stupid, you want to play smart. As you can see, Red 13's health was in 6,000. Now it just went back up because he did the mine. So as soon as his weight bar excelled, I pressed the button quick, he did the ability. Same thing is going to happen with Yuffie. Her health is just going to go back up to 9999. This enemy is pretty much done for. It's only a matter of time of waiting out everything. And like I said before, if your Knights of the Round is not strong, go get that underwater materia from that guy. Otherwise the time will run out and you'll die automatically before you kill them. He's the scariest enemy in this game because the battle can go either way. So, the battle could go either way. You have to be on top of him like white on rice. And that's how you beat Emerald Weapon before the timer runs out. If you don't have a strong Knights of the Round, get the underwater material. If your Knights of the Round is beyond 2 stars, you can kill them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fight Sephiroth and end out this journey of Final Fantasy VII. It was a beautiful journey, wonderful journey, and I believe this game is one of the best games of all time. I have it at a 9.4, and the remake is just slightly better by 3 or 4 points. I already said that in the last video. I'm not going to point out all the different things that are different, but I would say what made this game stand out above all the others back in the day is simply because of how the world was set up, how characters met each other, how locations were set, the music that was played, the emotions, the way characters behave within the story, how even it's not so much of how they were dressed and how the outfit they were wearing, it's their characters brought to life who they were, and thus their clothes represent part of their character. So it's an epic journey and an epic way to end the story. And the most magnificent part of this entire journey is that this is one of the few games that first initiated the whole exploring things on the world and finding secret caves and secret locations and all the secret stuff in a 3D sense map, as well as in a vast open world type map. The original Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 kind of did the same thing, but it wasn't 3D map wise, and it wasn't to this extent of secrets and how you had to do certain puzzles in order to get certain things, and if you don't do this you don't get this. So a lot of things from the past were vastly improved from the original Final Fantasy 1 to the Final Fantasy 6. So with that said, I'm just going to continue with the story. I already said what I had to say and gave the points. So I gave the points in the last video. And the great journey of Final Fantasy. Already in my last video was how to beat the Ruby weapon using the old school strat that still exists to this day, because it was an in-game strat that they gave to you, just like this was an in-game strat the developers gave to you on how to beat Emerald. In other words, what they're saying is you have to make duplicates of certain materia and level them up to a degree that you're strong enough to have them connect to each other to execute and defeat the enemy. And if you're able to defeat the strongest enemy in the game, then you will have no problem beating the final boss in this game. And that's what happens. So all I need to do now is, I don't even need to worry about beating Sephiroth, because I beat the final enemy in this game. So what I'll do is I'll attach just materials I want for funsies. Because it doesn't matter if I use Knights of the Round twice, 3 or 4 times. Sephiroth is not a threat anymore. If I could beat Ruby and Emerald weapons, those were the 2 hardest bosses in the game. Secret bosses in the game, not really secret, but considered 2 hardest secret boss that you don't have to fight to beat the game. But if you're able to beat Ruby and Emerald, then you never have to worry about the final level or the final boss of the game. So I'm just gonna have fun now, close out Final Fantasy, and I'll hop on Warframe later on today to do Warframe stuff. I'll probably broadcast Warframe live, and after that, for remaining of the month of January, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with my own personal work and stuff. So I won't be able to play a lot of games anymore, except maybe for just Warframe and Warframe only. And the finals, of course, is going to be a game I'll just play to evaluate, so that's not going to be something I play every single time. So yeah, January is going to be a busy month for me. Mostly have to do with real world stuff, so I won't be messing with games too much other than Warframe. So I'm just going to have fun now. But come February, different story. February is a different story. February is Elden Ring. February is February's Elden Ring, and February's I forgot the name of the other game. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think it's I'm running. What was it? Persona. Persona game. It's either Persona 5 or it's Disco Elysium. Apparently, I had to get rid of my Disco Elysium for reasons I don't. I mean, I know the reasons why, but most of Disco Elysium is about copyrighted music, and I don't think that there's a way to do it. If there's not a way for that game to not be copyrighted, I might not do it. But so I might just play Elden Ring and probably the finals in that February, like the whole thing, the whole shebang of the finals and Elden Ring in February. But for January, it's mostly taking a break from games other than Warframe. So it's just going to be evals of demos, one or two shotter of the finals, and mostly Warframe. But for right now, I'm just going to have fun with this and enjoy this last stretch with regards to Final Fantasy VII. Also, the last cutscene of this game is blocked off by Square Enix, so I won't be able to show that anyway because the people who made the game don't want spoilers to be seen with regards to the game, so I won't be able to do that anyway. So the one thing I would say is I don't know the prerequisite to still don't know the prerequisite to Cosmo memory. Um, I used to think that maybe if you unlock everything within his set, that would be the end of it. To keep leveling and leveling until he unlock all his different ultimates, um, or limit breaks. Apparently that's not the case because I unlocked all of them, but apparently I haven't unlocked all of them. So I'll just leave that as is. It's not that important, to be honest with you. It's only important if you want to have like be a completionist and have complete fun.
Timer must be removed even on the PS4 remaster under infinite HP. KOTR still takes 30 minutes to kill Emerald Weapon with it.
I killed them in like 10 minutes. In about 10 or 11 minutes. If you go back and look at what I did specifically, I killed them in like 10 minutes with the timer on. You could do it. You just have to follow a specific old school strategy of how to do it. It's not that difficult if you really think about it. If you use the strategy that the people who made the game give to you, rather than the cheesy stuff people did in the past, it's doable. He's not that big a deal once you follow the specific strategy of how to beat him. He only becomes difficult when you try to do things, deviate too far away from the strat. There are various different strat in order to beat him, but the one I did is pretty much you could kill him with the timer on or without the timer on in under 15 minutes. I know some people beat them in like 2 minutes of stuff back in the past or 1 minute, but all that stuff, they got rid of that stuff. You can't take like the counter material out of the northern crater anymore. A lot of stuff they used to do in the past, they can't do anymore, except for the strat that you can actually do in game. Some are still doable, others aren't anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, Emerald Weapon is the hardest boss in the game, period. So he's incredibly difficult. But if you apply a strategy, he's not that difficult. If you apply the strategy. Without it, there's no hope for you. Either use a cheat-coded cheese, or you try to find a way to beat him. He is very difficult. He's not an easy boss. But with the strategy, you half that difficult. You cut that difficulty by half. And this is where block scene is going to probably happen with regards to the game. After this scene, Cloud is going to go up into the air, and he's going to have a final confrontation with Sephiroth. Um, and then there's an end scene to the game, which is also a cutscene to a film. I mean, to the game's film. Right, the final cutscene between him and Sephiroth is a cutscene to the film, and the final cutscene towards the game is the end scene towards the game. And of course, Square Enix is not going to let anyone see the end of the game because obviously spoilers. And I'm also going to include in this video spoilers with regards to certain things. Actually, there is no spoilers. When Cloud meets Sephiroth at the end, it's just that's not a spoiler. That's something that's been around since the 90s. Whenever the game first came out, so it's been like more than 20 years. So like, if people don't know about this game yet, they're just getting into it. It's like, man, yeah, like more than 20 years to learn this stuff. It doesn't matter if you were born like 20 years ago or 10 years ago, but like that's still at more than a decade. I understand that people are new to things, but no, if the game has been out for 20 years and you're saying spoilers, but like, no, this game is old, like very old. So it's not bad to not tell people about it. It's like, listen, you're a certain age now. You're not a kid, which means, and you've been probably playing games for quite some time. Probably, I'm assuming more than a year, more than two, for most people. So this shouldn't be a spoiler since it's been around for decades. But I get it. I'll probably put spoilers in there as well. But still, it's like the whole spoiler thing when people say spoilers and stuff it's very weird and stuff, man. It's like I know people haven't gotten around to certain things, but if something has been around for like more than 20 years and you didn't get around to it, it's like that's on you. That's not on anyone else. You can't demand spoilers, but like if it's been like more than 20 years and you haven't looked it up yet, or been playing games, but you choose to ignore this one, it's just been around for decades. But I get it. I'll still put spoilers in there anyway. Not everyone can play everything all at the same time. Yes. So after Tifa says Cloud, this is where the cutscene kicks in. So I'm probably going to end the video here. You'll see the screen goes blue, like the everything's gone offline and stuff. But the game is still playing. I could see it, but no one else would be able to see it. So might as well end it off once I see the screen turns bluish green or green or blue. Doesn't really matter. So that's it for this. Since this is a block screen, I'm out. Square Enix don't want certain things to be seen, so I gotta end it.